Hola, Timothy Phoenix here, and welcome to my blog, which is all about rising from the flames of adversity to create your dream life using the law of attraction. Today I'm going to do a little video in which I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to try and answer the question, do we need to visualize to manifest? Now, of course, if you've been following my blog, this is what I do with my morning manifestations. Whenever I try to manifest something, I will go into a meditative state, and then I will start to visualize the thing that I want, conjuring up all the emotions, using all the five senses, and it's all about getting the feeling and the emotion behind how it would feel if you had that thing that you wanted right here, right now. Now, this is a technique that I've learned and has stood out for me over the past couple of years, learning about the law of attraction, learning about manifesting from many different sources, including from monks who actually say that they do this when they're praying. They try to feel it from the heart and feel the emotion behind what they want. And many kind of people who are into the science behind this, the quantum physics, will talk about how the heart emits standing waves based on the emotion behind what we want and what we're thinking about. And of course, most law of attraction experts will tell you that it's all about the emotion, the feeling behind the words that you're writing or reading, the feelings that are conjured up when you look at that vision board. So it's not about the actual words, it's not about the pictures, it's not even really about the visions, it's about the feeling behind them. So this is what I've learned, and this is what I try to do whenever I'm visualizing, whenever I try to manifest something. I'm always thinking about the emotions, because an affirmation by itself doesn't mean anything without any emotion behind it. If you're looking at it from a scientific point of view, you are trying to change your subconscious habits. And to get into your subconscious mind, you need to be able to feel and trick the subconscious mind into believing that what's happening or what you're thinking is actually what is happening, because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something that's actually happening in reality and something that you're just imagining. So the idea behind all this, as I say, the constant theme is you need to conjure up the emotion. However, this journey has taken me down a slightly different path away from this, and what I'm actually learning from interviewing and talking to people who are using the law of attraction in their lives and have been for a while is that they're not sitting down and visualizing. They're not really doing anything that special. So do we actually really need to visualize to manifest? Well, first of all, I just want to talk about people who do the same as I'm doing with the visualizing and the conjuring up of the emotion. So those people include, if you go back and look at some videos that I've done, some interviews, the best manifestors I know that I have interviewed are Brooke. You go and have a look at her, the interview I did with her. An incredible manifestor, Brett Moran, but that's the first video I did, go and check him out. Alex, who is a guy who I know from around the Castle Yoga Resort where I'm recording now on the island of Koh Samui. And my housemate, or my old housemate, who is also out here in Koh Samui, Andre, also did an interview with him recently. Go and check him out. These are the best manifestors I know. Andre uses vision boards. Alex had a vision board, and what came true on his vision board was being out here and living in Koh Samui. Brett also is a big proponent of visualizations. Brooke, I actually taught Brooke about visualizing, and she now does it and is an incredible manifestor. So it works. There's no doubt about it, it works. But do we need to actually do it? Well, I've actually met people since I've been here who manifest without doing these things. Let me talk you through some. So first of all, go back to a video I shot with Susanna, who is a yoga teacher who I met out here. She was on yoga teacher training, and Susanna just basically is in the flow of life, and she just puts it out there, sets an intention, puts it out there to what she wants, and the opportunities get brought towards her that will bring about that manifestation. So she doesn't visualize, I don't think she even does affirmations or writes anything down, doesn't keep journals, doesn't do vision boards. She just puts it out there, and when she's on the right path, in alignment with what she wants, the things that she needs to make that her wishes are reality just come towards her with very little effort. Christine is another one. She's the woman I met from Hong Kong who was on holiday here at the Casa Yoga Resort, and I've done a 4-part series with her. Go and check it out again. But you'll see with Christine, arguably the most spiritual person I've met. She believes in spirit guides, she talks to spirit guides, but she doesn't do anything in terms of, she believes in the law of attraction, but doesn't do anything in terms of sitting down and visualizing. Not the way I do, and she just tends to have the thought and it comes for her, has the wish, puts it out there, and it comes to her. So, you know, with her in particular, I've seen her in action, and I've seen these things come true for her. And again, when she's in alignment with what she wants, it seems to happen. And then we look at Lamar, who I did a recent video with, a friend of a friend who I met out here in Koh Samui, and doesn't do visualizations, doesn't have vision boards. She's just in the flow of life. What I noticed with her is she was on a particular pathway to where she was living with tribes in South America, working with plant medicine, and when she was on that pathway, things just opened up for her, because I believe because she was in alignment with what her heart really wants and her true calling, and things just started to happen so easily. She was in the flow of life. Another person who I'd like to bring up is a friend of mine called Laura. She's a singer, her name's Laura White, and she's lived the law of attraction her whole life. She was reading The Secret when she was a kid, and she has always had this positive way of looking at life and this spirituality about her, and she's always been in that flow of life. She doesn't really do things like the vision boards and the affirmations, and you know, things just come to her, and I've been in her presence, and she's just one of those people. She just attracts great positive things consistently. People are always giving her gifts. She's always getting what she wants, seemingly, in life. So I am kind of thinking, does it really matter? I think the answer's pretty obvious from what I can see. No, you actually don't need to do these things. They're great tools, but you don't actually need them. I think they're more for people who are just learning to work with the law of attraction, so it's a good way to get into it. And also I believe people who perhaps aren't in a great place in their life will need that to try and help them get into that positive frame of mind and start those positive thought processes and start working against those limiting beliefs. But I believe that the people who manifest the best are the people who are in alignment with what they should be doing. They're working towards it. They might not necessarily be there, but they're at least working towards it. And when they're doing that, that's when it all flows. That's when the manifestations come without really having to do much. Some of my manifestations have actually come when I actually haven't done any visualization. There have been a few times where one experience was when I just wrote down, I was making a list of things to do for the blog to possibly manifest, and one of them was I wrote down a dessert. I wanted a free dessert, and about 20 minutes after that, someone bought me a dessert. That was Brooke. You can see that. Go and watch the interview that I did with her. And then for several days afterwards, I kept getting bought or given some sort of sweet or dessert, you know. So I didn't do any visualization for that. Another good example is Lamar, who I interviewed. Before I'd even met her, the same day, I just put it out there. I just decided, you know what, I'd really like to meet someone and have a conversation with them. I didn't do what I normally do, the 10 minutes or so visualizing. I just said, oh, I'd really like to meet someone and have a conversation with a really interesting person over dinner. And what happened? I met Lamar about an hour later, bumped into her, had a great conversation with her, did a video with her, an interview with her. There you go. I just thought it, put it out there, and that was it. So it does work, it does happen. There were a couple of other occasions that I did that. I can't remember them offhand now, but yeah, I mean, I still do my visualizations every day. For me, I don't want to change what is working, so I'm going to continue doing that. But I've seen enough to know that you don't actually necessarily have to do that. So, you know, knowing that, I'm not really sure how it works, but I've been talking about this idea of kind of spirit guides. I don't know if there's spirit guides listening. They hear you when you put it out there from a place of non-attachment, and then find a way to bring you what you want, maybe. But yeah, it's just an interesting topic, I think, and something to experiment with. Try it yourself. See what you can get to work for you. Another thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of people, or a few people have said to me when I've been talking about law of attraction that they don't want to use the law of attraction because they're worried about, or rather they don't feel like they want to know what's going to happen in their life. They just want it to happen naturally. And that's interesting. I get it. I really do understand why people would think that. But here's my counter argument. The law of attraction is going to work whether you like it or not. It's not a matter of whether the law of attraction is going to work or not. It's always working. It's just whether it works for you or against you. And I believe it's as black and white as that, because our thoughts and our feelings are always fall into one of two camps. They're either positive or they're negative. There are very few, if any, feelings that are totally neutral. We're nearly always thinking either positively or negatively. And that polarity is something that, if you learn to work with it, you can get it more in your favour on the positive side. And that's why we do things like vision boards and these visualizations, and working on our limiting beliefs and clearing any blockages we have, analysing our thoughts, because we're trying to get the law of attraction to work for us and on the positive side rather than the negative side. And so the way I look at it is, if you can consciously get it to work for you, why would you not do it? You know, why leave it to chance? Why leave it to, you know, the flow of life? Why leave it to that if things aren't going well for you? If things are going great for you and everything's flowing and everything's manifesting anyway, sure, you know, you don't really need to consciously manifest. I know my friend Laura White does that, but I think probably Susanna, it's working for her that way, doesn't need to change. But then I look at someone like Christine, so spiritual, so into all this, and yet she's in a job, I know she doesn't mind me saying this because we spoke about this in our video, but she is stuck in a job she doesn't love. And I asked her the question during the interview, if you know all this and you believe in all this, why would you not consciously try to, why are you stuck in a job that you don't love? Why are you not manifesting that? And you know, she has her own blocks, her own fears, she's only human like everyone else. So that's the reason. But it's difficult to change those blocks if you're not consciously trying to work at it. If you're just sitting there expecting them to go, they're not going to. That's when you need to be consciously using things like the law of attraction. So I would say to Christine, if she's watching now, she should do some more work on that. So yes, it's all well and good being in that flow of life, but sometimes things don't go great and you get knocked out of that flow and you start to end up on veering off down a wrong path. Well, the law of attraction is if you learn how to work with it, there are some great tools which you can use to get you back on the right path. You see, for me, it's not, the law of attraction itself isn't a tool. What the law of attraction is always happening. It's a law. You know, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. But you can use tools to get the law of attraction to work more in your favour. And as I say, one of those is visualizations. So to those people who think, oh well, I don't want to plan my life, I don't want to visualize stuff into my life, fair enough. But I would say I don't really see what the disadvantage of that is, especially if things aren't working out brilliantly for you, you know. And I don't look at it as I'm planning every single section of my life. I don't know what's going to happen in the next hour or the next week or the next month. I haven't got a clue. But I have my big goals and my big dreams that I'm working towards. Of course I want to get them, you know. So I want to put in a few steps which are going to help me attain them. That doesn't mean that you plan out every single step to get there. I mean, there are some that say you can do that, you can plan every segment of your day. In fact, there's a thing called segment intending, which is a phrase that Abraham Hicks used, where you can actually go from moment to moment in your life and visualize it and plan it and intend it before it even happens. I'm sure some people do that. I think it's quite a difficult thing to do because we have busy lives and we have stuff to do, and we forget we don't really have the time to set that intention, and we get caught up in other things. So again, it's something you could experiment with. I personally don't really feel the need to do that. I think if you just get into the flow of life and get in alignment with what you really want, things will work out for you anyway. But to consciously try to manifest things, first of all, it's actually fun. You know, it's fun to get those random little things and bring them into your life, which are going to cheer you up, you know. But for the bigger things that you're trying to manifest, for sure, I think you need to know what it is and try to visualize yourself having it, because you'll get it then. But you don't know how you're going to get it. The journey there could take any number of routes. So it's not like you're actually planning your whole life out. But you have to believe that you're going to get those things that you really want in life, the big things. So why not? Why not put everything in, try to get as much in your favour as you can? You know, I really think there's nothing to lose from doing that. So don't fear. And, you know, the law of attraction is going to work whether you want it or not. It's just whether it works in your favour. Simple. Yes, I'm going to keep visualising and doing what I'm doing because it's working. I don't think you change a formula when it's already working, but I think it will be interesting to see how this progresses, and if I can get to that stage where I'm just so totally in the flow, and so my faith is so huge in everything that I don't even need to visualise. I just think it, put it out there, bam, and it's done. And I think it's going to happen. I think that's the way it might well go. But certainly for the bigger things that you're perhaps planning for the future, I think you want to start visualising those as early as possible. And yeah, I just think if you can get that detail in there, because if you're just saying it and putting it out there, there's not really much detail in it. Whereas if you're looking for the dream house, you're looking for the dream partner, you want to be detailing it, I think, a lot more than that. So for those major things, and there's only a few major things in life we really want to try and manifest, the perfect career, the perfect partner, then we want to be visualising those things, I think, and taking more time over it rather than just saying this is what I want, because there's not enough detail in there. So maybe if I'm just putting it out there, it will be for the smaller day-to-day things that I'm trying to manifest. The hugs, the kisses, the coconuts, those kind of things. That's all for now. I'll be back soon with another video, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. timothyphoenix.com, that's my blog. timothy.phoenix is my Instagram account. Come along, come and say hello. I really want to connect with you. It's all about connection at the end of the day. Thanks for watching. Hasta luego.